Welcome to Business Ninjas, brought to you by WriteForMe, where you'll hear from business leaders who are out there growing their business and slaying it every day. Learn from the masters. Let's get started.
Welcome to another episode of Business Ninjas. I'm here with Jim Brusilowski of Mark's Jewelers, owner of Mark's Jewelers in Montgomeryville, Pennsylvania. How you doing today, Jim?
Terrific, thank you.
Thanks for spending some time with us. Tell me a little bit about yourself. How'd you get started?
I started apprenticing for the jewelry to become a jeweler at the age of 13. My dad was a watchmaker, and he didn't want to see me go into the watchmaking side of things, so he wanted me to get my feet wet with learning the mechanics of being a jeweler. And so I started apprenticing, and by the time I graduated from high school, I was a pretty accomplished jeweler.
Excellent. Did he not want you to go into watchmaking because it was a narrower profession, or were there more specific reasons he wanted you to branch out?
He just perceived that as very limited. Watchmaking had become, rather than making of the parts, all the parts started becoming very disposable, so to speak, and watches had, in the mid 80s had predominantly become battery operated. Mm-hmm. So you felt that watchmaking was a lost art, so to speak, and it was going to become obsolete. Little did he know that it's just like jewelry. It is a dying trade. People are not entering into it.
But the amount of money I see spent on boutique watches at this point in the luxury industry is fairly staggering. So not the worst path that you could have taken. But how did your company start? How and when did your company start?
I opened a 100 square foot kiosk in the mall across the street, and when I graduated from Penn State, and we basically started with a 100 square foot kiosk in the local mall, and over the last 28 years, I've grown it four specific times. We've made 4 moves, and the most recent, we moved to a 25,000 square foot facility that has a 15,000 square foot showroom.
Wow, that is a lot of jewelry, my friend.
That is a lot of jewelry.
Yeah, obviously I know it. Is there a specific niche that you fill? Is there a perfect customer? Who are the people who shop at Mark's Jewelers?
We focus on the largest segment of our audience focuses on first time bridal. So young men looking to propose to young women.
Obviously, so a trust in the space of diamonds is huge to you. What percentage of your business is comprised by diamond sales?
Well, all diamond sales is about 90%, but diamond engagement rings and first time bridal is about 60% of our business.
That's a lot.
It's a lot.
And what makes your store and your brand stand out from the competition?
We do a lot of custom jewelry, and we're able to manufacture things in-house. And so that's our single uniquest selling proposition. But we've engaged so many people that people generally think of us as the destination for first time bridal.
Excellent. And tell me, what sort of impact did COVID have you? Were you able to grow the business during COVID? And
so during COVID, we were forced to lock down. We were the first county in North America to be forced to shut down.
Really?
And we were one of the last that was allowed to reopen. We were, so to speak, the what's that called? The area where we were one of the hot spots in North America in originally, and then so we were closed for 13 weeks. We were able to retain most of our sales and professional staff. After we came back from COVID, it was kind of a go dark. It was a go dark time. in our industry. And so when we reopened, we really didn't know what to expect.
And if people return to spending their money on luxury items and jewelry?
Yeah, in fact, during the beginning part of coming back, people didn't have the ability to travel. They didn't have the ability to go to restaurants and bars and that kind of thing. So we got a disproportionate amount of the discretionary income space. Now that as the world has reopened, that's tailoring back down, so to speak.
Oh, so the tail end of the pandemic was actually a boom for you guys.
I think you'll find that many people in the discretionary income space benefited because people spent on furniture for their outside, on their backyards, on their swimming pools, and they spend a little bit on jewelry as well.
Excellent. What value has content marketing added to your business? What's your approach to content marketing?
So right now we don't spend a lot of time on content marketing whatsoever. We pay for clicks, and we're trying to reprioritize SEO to be a more important part of our business.
Well, I know a guy, as it were.
Yes.
Paid clicks are a slippery slope. Do you find that they lead to actual business or more just people coming to your site?
It's hard to attribute in our industry because we are multi-layer, and so we don't have a direct attribution to begin with. So we know that let's call it 100% of all of the diamond engagement ring business comes to our website. We're just not able to attribute what pay-per-click or any one system is doing for us. That's the problem.
And what percentage of your business is mail order?
Very little, really. Very little. Mail order and online sales are less than 1%.
Ah, okay. So people come to the Mecca that is your 25,000 square foot space. Again, it speaks back to the need for trustworthiness and in the space. You really do want to see a human being and look them in the eyes when you're doing something like buying a cut gem from them. What's something that you'd like to be celebrating 1 year from now?
I'm not sure I understand your question. What do you mean by that?
Personally, professionally, something that you'd like to be celebrating a year from now?
Professionally, we'd like to get to a place where we're selling 10 to 20% of our, store volume or our gross retail sale volume online. That's been hard to get to.
Understood. What's your URL and how can people find your business?
Our URL is marks-jewelers.com. And people generally find us by Googling us. We are the most reviewed jeweler with over 1,800 5-star reviews. We're probably the most reviewed jeweler in southeastern Pennsylvania.
Excellent. Well, I wish you continued health and success. Jim Brusilowski of Marks Jewelers in Montgomeryville, Pennsylvania. Thank you for spending some time with us on Business Ninjas.